free agency update. We did this last week. Last week's episode went through all the major signings and just kind of update you guys in case you're not as locked in on every single tweet or every single move. Just a little update on where people are. So first up, Freddie Freeman, the Los Angeles Dodgers. As you heard me talk about earlier, we went in depth on that one. Freddie Freeman is on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Next up, we got Carlos Correa, who we also just talked about. Minnesota Twins. Man, this one still shocks me. Carlos Correa is going to be the shortstop of the Minnesota Twins. Let me tell you where I was when I heard about this. Now, we're out on the West Coast. We're in Los Angeles. We're recording this in our studio in Los Angeles. And this move was made at night, pretty late. But luckily on the West Coast, I was still up. And I looked at my phone. I saw it. I have tweet notifications on for the people that it needs to be on for. And it said Carlos Correa is going to the Twins. And I legitimately was like, this is a fake account. Jeff Passan was hacked again by a ETF, by a company. I didn't know what was going on. But it happened. It wasn't the Yankees. It wasn't the Astros. It wasn't the Cubs. It wasn't the Dodgers. It was the Minnesota Twins. And my jaw just dropped. The biggest piece of this offseason, signing with the Minnesota Twins. Man, good for the Twins. They're going to rake, by the way. They're going to absolutely rake. They're going to give up so many runs, but they're also going to score so many runs. And they're not going to win a World Series. They're probably not going to win the division, but they're going to be fun to watch. And Carlos is a big part of that. Man, Correa to the Twins. Next up, Trevor Story. Trevor Story signs with the Boston Red Sox. So you might be saying, wait, they already have their shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. Yep, they signed Trevor Story. He's probably going to play second base. But Trevor Story, Boston Red Sox, big pickup. This was a guy that I thought once Correa moved on from the Astros, Story was going to end up there. But nope, Red Sox get their guy. They get a stud defensively, an absolute stud with the leather. And a good offensive guy as well. I'm interested to see how he hits away from Coors. I think we put a little bit too much weight into that. Everyone says, well, he was really good at Coors Field, but he's not as good away. Yeah, a lot of people hit better at home than they do on the road. They were saying that about Nolan Arenado, and then he went to St. Louis and had a good year himself. So Trevor Story to the Red Sox. Next up, Kris Bryant. Kris Bryant goes to Trevor Story's former team, the Colorado Rockies. This one threw a lot of people by surprise. And I want to talk about this for a second because people say, what are the Rockies doing? Why are they doing this? Why would Kris Bryant go there? All right, well, let's hold up for a second. We can't want Kris Bryant to always go to one of the best teams. We hear Freddie Freeman goes to the Dodgers and we're like, it's a super team. Oh my God, why are players doing this? And then Kris Bryant signs with the Rockies and say, why would he do that? That's so dumb. It makes no sense. We can't have both. I want more parity in the league. I want really good players to sign. I want teams to go sign really good players no matter where they are. So people like to question what the Rockies have done in the past, and I'm certainly one of those that will, and say those moves, I don't know what they were doing, getting rid of Arenado and letting Story go for free and getting rid of John Gray. But let's talk about the present. This new GM has come in and signed Kris Bryant, great, versatile player, former Rookie of the Year, MVP, World Series champion, to a long-term deal. And then they lock up, they just yesterday signed Ryan McMahon to a long-term deal. I like what they're doing. They haven't done everything right in the past, but what they're doing right now is committing money to good players, committing to the future. I like that for the Rockies. Good for them. Good for Kris Bryant. Good for them for going to get it. So Kris Bryant to the Rockies. Next up, Jorge Soler, World Series hero for the champion Atlanta Braves. He's on the move to the Marlins. I really like this. I really like this a lot. I think he's going to be A great fit down there. Down in Miami, they have a good Latino culture. He's from Cuba. I think he's going to be a great fit there. I think the fans are going to love him. I think the Marlins are on the right track. I like this signing a lot. Jorge Soler is now a member of the Miami Marlins. So moving on, and this is where I started thinking, what have the Phillies done? What are the Phillies going to do? So I tweet the other day, knowing Dave Dombrowski as I do, I know a few things. Now I say that because Dave Dombrowski was in Detroit for many years when my brother was there as well. Knowing Dave Dombrowski as I do, I know a few things. One, he works in silence. Two, he's got something big up his sleeves. The Phillies will be making a big splash soon. I'm sure of it. Fast forward, less than 24 hours later, the Philadelphia Phillies sign Kyle Schwarber, a big, massive left-handed bat that when he gets hot can be the best player on the planet. The Phillies sign him. And look, I like this move a lot for the Phillies. I think this is a great piece. A lot of people were talking about where's Schwarber going to go. The Phillies get it done. So I was right. Dombrowski made a splash. He did it in silence. I knew it was coming. They signed Kyle Schwarber, and then I tweet out again. I'll say it. I don't think Dave's done. Let me tell you the tweets I was getting when I said that. I was getting a lot of Phillies fans saying, Ben, your legacy is on the line. Your career is on the line. I'm glad my bosses didn't know that. But turns out I was right. Again, less than 24 hours later, the Philadelphia Phillies signed Nick Castellanos, friend of the pod. Great episode. Go back and listen to it. What a guy he is. Go listen to that episode. Trust me. The Phillies signed Nick Castellanos and just totally revamp their offense. What an offense this team is going to have. You add Schwarber and Castellanos into a lineup with Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, friend of the pod, Gene Segura, Alec Boehm, who has the talent to be there, Bryson Stott, JT Realmuto. This team is the real deal offensively. They're not going to play much defense, but they're going to absolutely rake. Castellanos goes to the Phillies, which isn't a surprise at all, by the way. When I was talking to him on a previous episode, we talked about that move from Detroit to Chicago and then the Reds, and now he's here in Philly. He talked a lot about how important it is to play in a hitter-friendly ballpark and how much it matters. This certainly is one of those, probably played a factor into why he's there, and now Castellanos and Schwarber are members of the Philadelphia Phillies. Next up, Kenley Jansen, the Dodgers closer for many years now, coming off a good year with them, gone from the Dodgers, signs with the Atlanta Braves. I like this. I like this move. The Braves offense is going to be good. Their starting pitching is going to be good. They definitely had a little hole with their bullpen. Definitely. Kenley Jansen helps that out for sure. Next up, Seiya Suzuki, the Chicago Cubs. Now, a lot of you may not know this guy. Seiya Suzuki, coming over from Japan. He's a pretty highly touted prospect from over there. I'm not going to compare to Shohei, but a lot of people say offensively, he's an absolute stud. So I think it's unfair for Japanese players that come over. They're all going to be compared to Shohei Ohtani now. Let's not do that. Shohei just was the unanimous AL MVP and has done stuff that has never been done before. Seiya Suzuki comes over and signs a big deal with the Chicago Cubs. I like what the Cubs have done this offseason as well. I really do. I like what the Cubs have done. They signed Suzuki, and they're making a commitment to the future. I don't think they'll be great this year, but they will hopefully be in the coming years because baseball is better when the Chicago Cubs have Wrigley Field rocking. That's free agency update this week. Not a ton of guys left out there. not a ton of guys. Conforto's still out there. A few names are still out there on the market. So I'm assuming by next week, those guys will be signed somewhere, and we can update you on those last few. But big group of guys this week, and some big names on the move. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.